Early 2020. My coworker Dave and I both made about $120,000 a year. Same company, same city, Denver, both 32 years old. Dave decided to buy a house. Looked for months. Everything under $500,000 was either tiny or falling apart. He found a house. $500,000. 3 bedrooms. 1,200 square feet. 30-minute commute. Normal suburban house. Everyone told him to go for it. His real estate agent said it was a great investment. The bank approved him. His parents said he was building equity. I looked at the same houses. Ran the same numbers. Decided to keep renting instead. Everyone thought I was crazy. Throwing away money on rent. Missing out on equity. Making a huge mistake. 5 years later, Dave's house poor. Stressed constantly. Can't afford to do anything. One unexpected expense away from disaster. I'm still renting. Have $200,000 saved. Zero stress. Complete financial freedom. Same income. Different choice. Completely different lives. If you've ever wondered whether you can actually afford the house the bank approved you for, hit that like button right now. Because what I'm about to show you is the brutal math nobody tells you before you sign. My name is Mike, and I watched my coworker Dave trap himself in a $500,000 house he technically qualified for but absolutely cannot afford. Subscribe because I'm breaking down the real numbers that separate getting approved from actually being able to sleep at night. Let me tell you exactly what happened when Dave bought that house. Spring 2020. Dave found the house. Listed at $500,000. Made an offer. Got approved. Down payment, 10%. $50,000. He scraped it together from savings and a gift from his parents. Mortgage, $450,000 at 6.5% interest. Monthly payment breakdown. Mortgage payment $2,850. Property taxes $500 monthly. Insurance $300. Maintenance budget $400. PMI $300 because he only put 10% down. Total monthly housing cost $4,367. Dave's gross income $120 annually. $10,000 monthly. After taxes $401K. Insurance. Take home about $6,500 monthly. Housing cost $43.67. Percentage of take home 6 to 7%. Dave was spending 2/3 of his actual money on just his house. Before groceries. Before cars. Before anything else. But he was approved. The bank said he could afford it. His agent said everyone stretches a little. His parents said it would be fine. So he bought it. Closed in June 2020. Got the keys. Felt like he'd made it. Comment below. Do you know someone who bought a house they technically qualify for but clearly can't actually afford? Because this is everywhere. Now let me tell you what I did. Same spring 2020. Also looking at houses. Ran the exact same numbers Dave ran. Saw that $4,300 monthly housing cost. Did the math on my take-home. Realized I'd be spending 6 to 7% of my money on the house. Decided that was insane. Kept renting instead. My rent, $1,800 monthly for a 2-bedroom apartment. Not as nice as owning, but sustainable. The difference, $4,300 minus $1,800 equals $2,500 monthly. I invested that $2,500 every single month. Automatic transfer. Same day rent was due. Straight to index funds. Everyone told me I was making a mistake. My parents were disappointed. Friends said I was throwing money away. Dave felt bad for me still renting at 32. But I stuck with it. Kept renting. Kept investing the difference. Hit that like button if you're starting to see where this is going. Let me show you what the first year looked like for both of us. Dave's first year as a homeowner. Month 1. Made the payment. Tight but manageable. Stopped eating out. Canceled gym membership. Month 4. Car needed new brakes. $800. Didn't have it. Put it on credit card. Month 7. Air conditioning died. July in Denver. 9 to 5 degrees. Repair quote $3,500. Financed it through the vac company at 18% interest. Month 9. Washing machine broke. Needed to replace. $1,200. Another credit card. Month 12. Property taxes went up. HOA fees increased. Monthly payment now $400 to $500. Year 1 expenses beyond the mortgage. About $7,000 in unexpected costs. All on credit cards because there was no emergency fund. Year 1 savings, 0. Actually negative because of the credit card debt. Year 1 stress level, constant. Checking bank account before buying groceries. Lying awake doing math. One crisis away from disaster. My first year still renting. Month 1 through 12. Paid $1,800 rent. Invested $2,500 monthly. Total invested year 1, $30,000. Unexpected expenses. None that I couldn't handle. Still had emergency fund. Year 1 savings, $30,000 plus my existing emergency fund. Year 1 stress level, 0. Slept fine. No financial anxiety. Drop a comment. Which first year would you rather have? Dave's constant stress or my steady saving? Let me show you years 2 through 5 because it gets worse for Dave. Year 2, Dave's washing machine replacement breaks again. Different issue. Another $1,000. Roof starts leaking. Patch job costs $2,000. Full replacement needed soon, but he can't afford it. Pushes it off. Credit card balance is growing. Now carrying $8,000 in debt at 22% interest. Paying $200 monthly just in interest. Still can't save anything. Every dollar goes to house payment, utilities, or paying down debt. His take-home is $600 to $500. Housing is $400 to $500. That leaves $2,100 for everything else. Car payment, insurance, gas, groceries, student loans, credit card minimums, utilities. There's nothing left. 0 savings. 0 investments. Just surviving month to month. Year 3. Dave gets a raise. 5%. Income go from 120 to 126. Thinks this will help. It doesn't. Inflation ate the whole raise. Groceries cost more. Gas costs more. Insurance went up. Still house poor. Still stressed. Still can't afford to do anything. Hasn't taken a vacation in 3 years. Can't afford it. Can't risk missing work because he needs every paycheck. Year 4. The roof finally fails completely. Can't put it off anymore. Full replacement. $18,000. Doesn't have it. Takes out a home equity loan. Now has another payment. $400 monthly for 10 years. Total monthly housing cost now, $400 to $900. On $600 to $500 take home. 75% of his income going to the house. Living on $1,600 monthly for everything else. This is not building wealth. This is drowning slowly while technically owning an asset. Year 5. Present day 2025. Dave still in the house. Still making payments. Still stressed constantly. Total saved over 5 years. Maybe $5,000 in his 401k from automatic contributions. That's it. Credit card debt. Still carrying $6,000. House equity. About $60,000 after 5 years of payments. Sounds good until you realize he's paid $90,000 in mortgage payments alone. Not counting the $50,000 down payment. He's put $140 into the house. Has $60 in equity. That's a loss. Meanwhile, house needs new vac system soon. Windows are old. Basement has moisture issues. More expenses coming. No money to handle them. Smash that like button if you're seeing how house poor actually works. Now let me show you my 5 years. Year 2 through 5, kept renting. Kept investing $2,500 monthly. Year 2, invested $30,000. Total now $60,000. Year 3, invested $30,000. Total now $95,000 with market growth. Year 4, invested $30,000. Total now $130,000. Year 5 present day, invested $30,000. Total now $200,000. 5 years, $150,000 invested. Market added $50,000 in growth. Plus I still have my emergency fund. Plus I have 0 debt. Plus I have 0 stress about housing. My rent went up about 10% over 5 years. Now paying $2,000 monthly. Still way less than Dave's $400 to $900. The difference between us, I'm investing $2,900 monthly. Is barely surviving. Dave has $60,000 in home equity he can't access without selling. I have $200,000 liquid that I can use anytime. Dave is trapped. Needs his job. Can't take risks. Can't afford any disruption. I could quit tomorrow. Take 6 months off. Start a business. Move to a different city. Complete freedom. Comment one more time. Same income. Who's actually winning? The homeowner or the renter? Here's what Dave says when I try to explain this. He says is building equity. I'm throwing money away on rent. I tell him is spending $400 to $900 monthly. I'm spending $2,000. I'm investing the $2,900 difference. That's building more wealth in his equity. He says his house will appreciate. In 5 years, it might be worth $600,000. I tell him that's $100,000 appreciation. I have $200,000 invested. Plus my money is liquid. His is trapped in the house. He says at least he owns something. I tell him the bank owns it. He owns $60,000 out of $500,000. That's 12% ownership. He says I'll regret renting when I'm older. I tell him I'll buy a house with cash in 10 years with my $400,000 invested while he's still making payments. The excuses don't change the math. Dave is house poor. I'm building wealth. Subscribe right now because this is a reality of home ownership nobody talks about. Here's what really bothers me about Dave's situation. He did everything right according to conventional wisdom. Got approved, put money down, has a stable job, makes 6 figures, and is still drowning. Because the system is designed to get you into the house, not to ensure you can actually afford it. The bank approved him at 43% debt to income, technically within guidelines, practically unsustainable. His agent pushed him to stretch, said everyone does it, said he'd grow into the payment. His parents said houses always appreciate, said he'd build equity, said renting was wasting money. Nobody told him the truth, that spending 6 to 7% of take-home on housing would destroy his financial life. Now he's trapped, can't sell without losing money on closing costs, can't refinance because rates went up, can't afford to stay but can't afford to leave. That's what house poor actually means, owning a house that owns you. Meanwhile, I'm renting. Everyone still thinks I'm making a mistake, but I have $200,000 saved, 0 debt, complete flexibility. I can buy a house whenever I want, but I'll do it when the math makes sense, not when society tells me I should. Here's what you should do if you're looking at buying a house. Step 1. Calculate your real take-home pay, not gross. Actual money in your account after taxes and deductions. Step 2. Calculate total housing cost. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, HOA, PMI, everything. Step 3. Divide housing cost by take-home. If that number is over 35%, stop. Don't buy. You can't afford it. Dave's number was 6 to 7%. He bought anyway. Now he's miserable. Step 4. Make sure you can save at least 20% of your income after housing. If you can't, the house is too expensive. Step 5. Have 6 months emergency fund before buying. Not after. Before. Dave had 0 emergency fund. First year destroyed him financially. These aren't my rules. This is just math that works versus math that doesn't. Comment one final time. What percentage of your take-home would you be willing to spend on housing? Be honest. Bottom line, my coworker Dave bought a $500,000 house on $120,000 income in 2020. 5 years later, his house poor. Stress constantly. $60,000 in equity he can't access. $6,000 in credit card debt. No savings. No freedom. I kept renting on the same income. Invested the difference. 5 years later, I have $200,000 saved. 0 debt. 0 stress. Complete flexibility. Same starting point. Different choice. Dave is trapped in a house. I'm free to do whatever I want. Getting approved for a mortgage and actually affording the house are 2 completely different things. Dave got approved. He cannot afford it. The math screamed no. He bought anyway. Now he's paying the price. Banks don't care if you can sleep at night. Real estate agents don't care if you're house poor. Your parents don't understand today's market. You have to run the math yourself. And if the math says no, listen to it. Dave owns a house. I own my freedom. I know which one I'd rather have. Keep renting if the math doesn't work. Build wealth through investing. Buy a house when you can truly afford it. That's the strategy. Not sexy, but it works. Dave followed conventional wisdom. He's miserable. I followed math. I'm thriving. Choose math over culture. Every single time.